address that as you got. For all I care, take a bunch of defensive players in offensive linemen with the rest of the picks and see if any of them work out.
Honestly, if I'm a team that needs an offensive lineman, I'm gonna call the Cowboys and ask if Xavier Su'a-Filo is available, because it seems like they want to go with Connor Williams over him. I think Su'a-Filo is a better lineman, but really, do you need two good left guards? Not really.
Unless you're really concerned about injury, no. Because then you're wasting a roster spot somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like you could get a lot in return for either of them, especially from a team like the Giants, like the Broncos, like...
Yeah, you probably could get a good sum there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not implausible. Now, going back to the original argument, the one thing that I want to say as a Giants fan that I think all Giants fans should be happy about is, or maybe talk you off a ledge if I have to, but... The last two coaches we hired came with a lot of hype, a lot of intrigue, a lot of speculation, and high expectations. If anything, Judge is the opposite of that. He is low expectations. He's not a sexy hire, as they say. He's not a big name hire. He's more of when the Bills hired when the Bills hired McDermott. Nobody cared. Nobody was really talking about it. Nobody thought anything of it, and the Bills have made the playoffs 2 out of the 3 seasons he's been coaching.
Well, first of all, the Bills failed their way to the playoffs his first season. Yeah. They tried to tank, and he fucked that up.
Yeah, but again, I will take fucking up and getting into the playoffs versus what I've been dealing with, okay?
Right. Now, I feel like, let's be honest here. Before he was hired, have any of you heard of Joe Judge?
No.
No.
It sounded like Aaron Judge's father.
Yeah. I had to stop and look for a minute. I'm like, what?
When I saw that, I was like, oh,
baseball.
shit.
What the fuck?
Yep. Anyways, let's move on, because we got one more big hire to talk about. Then we'll talk playoffs. Then we'll end the show with the
New Year's bang.
New Year's bang. Yeah. What does that mean?
Start 2020 with a bang.
All right. We'll talk college football. But the Dallas Cowboys had me really fucking nervous for a few minutes when I saw that they're interviewing Marvin Lewis. I was like, oh, fuck me.
What did I hear about Marvin Lewis? Marvin Lewis, and I feel like I heard Marvin Lewis, and he was saying that him and somebody else came together as a package deal. And that was really the deal breaker for a lot of teams. I forget who the hell he was talking about.
I don't know.
That would be Hugh Jackson.
Yes, that's what it was. That they came together as a package deal.
Which, if that's the case, then Marvin Lewis is an idiot, because no one wants Hugh Jackson. Even though Hugh Jackson's record as an OC isn't terrible, no one's going to forget the 2 seasons where you had 1 cumulative win. So, like, if that's what Marvin Lewis is doing, it's idiotic. I can't say I believe it, and I don't think Marvin Lewis is a terrible coach. He was on the Bengals, who are notorious for not spending money, even when they should, and he made them a playoff team pretty quickly. They were always getting in there until very recently, and getting out right away. But he could improve a couple of teams. Now, obviously, I don't think the Cowboys are looking for that. I think the Cowboys should.
It was obvious he was their Rooney Rule interview.
Well, clearly, but
Jerry's like, we gotta interview a black guy. Call Marv. It ain't him though. But sorry, Dan O'Shea. It just I disagree with your assessment of Marvin Lewis, because he had multiple years where Andy Dalton was playing at a high level. He had AJ Green, Mohamed Sanu, and Chad Ochocinco on the same team. And I don't remember who they had at running back. So Giovanni Bernard, probably.
What year are you looking?
But their defense was always really good. And he just couldn't get the job done. That's on the coaching. Like, they had stacked roster for a while.
Okay, so they had, but at the end of the day, what you were saying is they had you worried.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then, how do you feel now?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I don't like Mike McCarthy. I feel like there's a reason him and Aaron Rodgers didn't get along. I also feel like he was hired because he's going to be a yes man. I don't know if you saw, but he spent the night at Jerry Jones' house, so he's probably already sucking Jerry's dick.
Weird.
Gay.
Yep. But like, it's not Marvin Lewis. It's not Hugh Jackson. It's not Pat Shurmur. It's not Lovie Smith. So, depending on the coordinators, I wasn't sure. I was really hoping for someone new, someone young, some fresh blood. I really wanted Matt Rule or Byron Leftwich would have been, if I could pick a coach for the Cowboys, it would have been Byron Leftwich, because you remember watching him play 12, 15 years ago?
They carried him to the ball.
Was he not literally what Dak is now? Like a quarterback who prefers to stay in the pocket if it's clean, but gets out of the pocket with ease when it's not.
I didn't understand it when you said it, that you prefer him, but it does make sense, your thought process, as it applies to Dak. I mean, Dak also played himself out of a fucking contract that he should have taken in the beginning of the year, because he's not getting that money now.
Oh, he is. He's
not that same offer.
He's going to get franchise tagged. He'll get paid,
okay,
and
he'll
then
get franchise tagged, but he's not getting the offer that he could have shored himself up for those years to come.
He'll get at least 30. Yeah. He'll get at least $30 million. But anyways, I wanted Byron Leftwich or Matt Rule. Ron Rivera, when he was fired mid-season, I wanted the Cowboys to fire Jason Garrett then and get him.
What I found funny is that Jason Garrett kept going to the facility. Like, he thought he wasn't going to get fired.
I know.
Like, he kept showing up for interviews. Like, that's why I sent you that meme that I created.
Yeah.
It was like Jason Garrett not firing Jerry Jones not firing Jason Garrett, and it was like, Jerry, will you please let me automate this fucking task?
It's
just let me just fucking do this, please.
But I'm not excited about Mike McCarthy. Now, if he gets the defensive coordinator he wants, I'm excited about that, because I think Mike Nolan would be a fucking monster with Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith. Fucking love that. So hopefully they can get Mike Nolan away from the Saints and hire him as their defensive coordinator.
Nice. I mean, good defensive coordinator out there that, he is up there in age, but Wade Phillips is available.
We've already done Wade Phillips. It's time for him.
I know you have, but I'm thinking as a Giants fan, he's worked with a young guy before. That's what Judge is. Obviously, the talent's not the same, but maybe he can help you rebuild that fucker. It may not be a terrible gamble there. You want to put Belichick and son in head of the linebackers and learn off of Wade Phillips, because Wade Phillips can't possibly have that much time left.
2 years, 3 maybe.
Right, but that's enough to work with Judge to try and rebuild the team to where they want, whatever Judge envisions, because that defense is in shambles. There's really not a lot to be desired there.
No, it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work at all 3 levels of the defense. It's pretty sad if you're ranking how good players are at their position, when I can confidently say Saquon Barkley is the best player on the team.
Obviously.
The second best player based on position and how well they perform is Aldrick Rosas. Well, he's super reliable.
Yeah, but that's not even fair, because he was our only Pro Bowler last year.
Well, no, I'm just saying, if you're going based on how good they are at their position, not just how good of an athlete, because obviously, what's his name? The tight end, Evan Ingram, is a better player than Aldrick Rosas. But Aldrick Rosas is better at being a kicker than Ingram is at being a tight end.
I guess that's true.
Slayton is working his way there. I cannot give Darius Slayton that kind of respect that I'm giving Evan Ingram and Aldrick Rosas, and obviously Saquon Barkley. But he's working his way there. He looks like he's going to be a good number 2 for a long time.
For a long time to come. Between him and
Sterling Shepard,
I'm happy to have that combination be there, because they're both route running guys who are good with their hands. They may not be the typical number 3, but I'll take a 1 and 2 number 2s. I'm fine with that.
If Sterling Shepard can develop crisper routes, you can get better at catching. He could be a weak number one, but a good enough number one to carry a team with a good quarterback and running back.
I mean, yeah, Sterling Shepard is also he's very good when it comes into the red zone. What I will give him and Slayton both is they're very good at catching the ball with two hands and coming down with it.
Right.
Both of them are very good at doing that, and they both run routes pretty well. They're solid number twos, and I'm fine. Like I said, I'm fine. Go get the number one and give me two number twos. I don't need a slot guy per se. We could find, I don't know, pick any guy. What was the hell was the name for those guys on the you know, on the Cardinals? They were all the same name, like Joneses. Get one of them. Just throw them in there. I forget what their names were, but they all had the same name. It was like they had a team full of the wide receivers with the same name, and they all were like numbers in the teens, so nobody knew who the hell they were.
Right. But yeah, so that's the coaching carousel that we know of now. Browns are still waiting to find their person. But Tony, do you have a rant by any chance for this week?
I do not have one.
Do not have a rant.
Not this week. Don't worry. It's early in the new year. They'll come.
Okay.
They'll come.
All right. I'm looking forward
I can't think of anything in particular. It was going to be the Giants until I did a little bit more research, and then I was like, I don't hate this as much as I thought I was going to, so I'm going to back off on it.
If Aaron gets hired as your OC, then I feel like there's a rant coming.
Oh, he is 100% correct.
So, did you guys watch the playoff games?
I did.
Okay. Did you guys watch the Bills-Texans game?
Yes.
I watched every minute of that game.
Okay. Did the Bills' defense in the first half not look like the greatest defense of all time?
They looked very good.
Insane. And then the second half, they just fucking died.
I think the moment got too big for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I also think that can be said for the Bills in general, to be honest with you, in that game. I think the moment was just too big. I think it got in the head of Josh Allen because he made some questionable choices. He limited his mistakes well, but he made them at big times where it made a huge difference. And the Bills' defense didn't show up at the moments that they absolutely had to. For one, the sack that would have been at the 50-yard line is huge because you have him. It was the problem that the Bills, I don't know, BB, you've watched them for the last couple of weeks, I'm sure, but they have a problem with wrapping up tackles, and they had that problem for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And it showed on that play. But it also seems to me like the two guys hitting Deshaun Watson at that moment, it was like they canceled each other out.
Just about, yeah.
And it allowed him to stay upright. Had one of them hit him, it would have been a different story. That being said, it was a really exciting game, and if it says anything about the Bills, they've got a hell of a future coming up.
I think so. And it's just a matter of, I think Allen's got to get a little bit more flexible with the ball. I mean, the guy took, a third of the running attempts himself. By the second half, he was making a lot of desperate throws. Seems like he throws a lot in the pinch, and just kind of have to settle down, too.
Yeah, he makes some bad passes. I mean, some of them were not ideal, but I mean, it's also he didn't make as many mistakes as you expect from a rookie in that situation. And I think if anything, it's good experience for him because Allen has progressed both years, and usually you see a sophomore slump, but I don't think that he had. I think being in Buffalo helps him. The pressure's not necessarily on him. They want him to do well. They're not riding him, but he's progressing each year, and he's doing it with a lot of limited weapons. Buffalo really needs somebody else there. Like, if Buffalo gives Josh Allen weapons on offense, Buffalo's a scary team.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the usage of Frank Gore versus Devin Singletary. Frank Gore had one good run, and then they ran him another 8 times.
Yeah.
Right on top of that.
So when we were at McDonald's earlier, Dan and I were actually talking about this, if I'm the Bills, I'm going to try and confuse the fuck out of the Texans. I'm going to put Frank Gore and Devin Singletary in the backfield at the same time on a couple plays. Send Singletary in motion. All right.